Welcome to Colorful and Anime, where we talk about anime from a colorful perspective. Your host Lance, my co-host Jordan.
Yo.
And we back.
We are.
And Jordan, you've been well-traveled, right?
Yeah.
You're well-traveled. You just came from the Milwaukee Anime Convention.
I did, yes. So this past weekend, well, probably by the time this is released, like 2 weekends ago.
Right.
Was Anime Milwaukee. So so it's a dope convention. It is in downtown Milwaukee at the Wisconsin Center.
Yes.
And it's been going. I don't actually know how long it's been going. It's been in Milwaukee for a while. This is actually my first time going, despite having lived in Milwaukee for a long time and having been an anime fan most of my life.
I would say something, but I haven't either. So
the reason is, and love you guys, but the con usually coincides with Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
for some way, for some reason, it's either like Valentine's Day falls on the weekend that the con is, or it's like around it, close enough where my wife is like, "You want to do what around Valentine's Day
for the whole weekend?"
Yeah, the whole weekend. Because low-key, I was going to go last year and the year before. But I think 2020 was canceled because of COVID, obviously.
Yep.
Last year I didn't go because it was like the day after.
Yep.
Like Valentine's Day was like the day after the convention.
A little close.
Yeah, so we were doing like our Valentine's Day thing that weekend.
Right.
But it was a super dope convention. It was Friday to Sunday conventions all weekend.
Yeah. What are some highlights, I guess, of people you met at the anime convention?
So I think one of my favorite things about conventions is just like you meet so many different people there. Like cosplayers, artists who are who are promoting their work. People who have, whether they're like photographers who, cosplay photographers.
Yeah. Or,
videographers who, interviewing folks, other content creators like us who are out there interviewing people, or recording videos or what have you, doing panels, things like that. Like I walked by, and this is one of the best things about conventions is you'll see panels about everything.
Yeah.
So I walked by a room. I didn't go in because like as soon as I walked by, I was like, they're not really my cup of tea.
Right.
But like, so I walked in and they had somebody like up front and they were having like a battle, so to speak, but they were using like musical instruments from like different games. So, like, somebody had like a flute. And then like some other person was playing like an ocarina or something like that. I was like, not really my cup of tea, but
I'll watch.
But I love it. But I love it nonetheless,
right?
Because it's great. Because it's kind of like a convention's a mixture of everybody. You know, it's like the comic book nerds who are dressed up, as like superheroes and things like that. Even though it's not really that kind of a convention. You've got all the anime heads. A bunch of Harry Potter characters. Folks.
You said they had a bunch of games.
So one of the best parts for me as a lifetime gamer. Yeah. One of the best parts about conventions is they always have a big ass game room.
Right.
And so they dedicated like a whole ass conference room, and they had probably 50, 100 tables maybe of like every single game console. Yeah. From like the dawn of time. Mm-hmm. So like they had everything from like your current gen PS5 Switches. Xbox, whatever the current Xbox console is, all the way back to like your Super Nintendos, like Dreamcasts, Ataris, back when we were like kids. Obviously the Atari is a little bit ahead of our time.
Right.
But like, when we were kids, the Sega Genesis,
still,
like the Super Nintendo, N64, all those things that were dope when we were kids.
Man, they just dropped the collection on Switch.
Yep, yeah, Switch's online
Game
store.
Boy Advance.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, Nintendo.
Not to derail you.
But no, so yeah, they had a big ass game room. And they always have tournaments. Like they had a Super Smash Bros. Tournament, which I watched. And like I've always been pretty decent at Super Smash Bros. But like I would never go and embarrass myself in the tournament. These niggas play. I'm talking like these niggas compete.
Y'all really them.
Yeah, like dudes signing up in tournaments with like their gamer handles, like not even their name. I'm like, that's how you know it's legit. If you put like Starshine 29 or something like that as your name in a tournament at a convention, I'm like, yeah, see you that guy.
Yeah, I don't want no smoke,
no parts of that. Yeah, so
I do this.
There was one match where. So they were doing best 2 out of 3 games.
Yeah.
And the one guy, let's just say he beat the other person without getting touched. All three lives. All both times. Didn't get touched. All 3 lives. And so I'm like, all right. So they, 3 stocks for their lives. So the first match didn't even get touched. I was like, bro, I'm not coming back. You are too good at this game.
I'm leaving.
And then the second, so they had, like I said, 2 or 3.
Right.
The second round, he was just gassing this dude, bro. Not even trying hard. He literally, so he killed him the first time, had almost no damage. And I think he was like, he felt bad,
right?
That he was that much better,
right? Because then, then you look like a bully,
but then if it's me, like if you play around with me, I'm more mad than if you just finish me.
I'm gonna pull out all sorts of moves I didn't know existed.
Yeah, like I'm gonna hit you in real life. Like don't play with me like that, bro. And
that's so, like, bro,
like he like jumped off the edge with like 20 damage. And like sacrifice himself 1 life. I was like, bro, if you don't kill this dude,
I'm not coming back. I'm leaving.
Sorry,
and
if you don't unalive this dude.
You're not going
algorithms. So I was like, so there's people like that compete in these kind of tournaments, and I'm like, see, you actually play and you're actually good,
right?
Like I can beat all my friends for the most part. Cooper would probably have something to say about that. I can beat most of my friends, but yeah, I'm not going to compete in any tournaments. Yeah, but like they had that, they had a Mario Kart tournament. So they always have
that's dope.
They always have different gaming tournaments at conventions. They always have this game. They had arcade games, which was dope.
Yeah.
Me and my boy Raphael were playing what's the game? It's like one of those old games that we used to play when we were like Chuck E. Cheese. It was like one of the shooter games. With the dead you shooting zombies and stuff. I forget the name of it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But so we were playing that game for a hot minute.
They got the same game in Up Down.
Yep. If you haven't been to Up Down, it's a gaming bar in Milwaukee.
Yo,
super dope.
If you're not from Milwaukee,
you should visit.
You should visit, and you should especially visit next year.
Yes.
At the Anime Conference in Milwaukee
in March.
It's super inexpensive.
Yeah. Like the weekend pass, $75. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. If you just get a day pass, $60.
Yeah.
It's definitely not super expensive for a con.
Yeah.
And like I said, they got so much stuff.
What do you what was your biggest takeaway from going to the Anime Conference?
I think it was really cool going to like the vendor hall where they had, like the expo hall where they had all the vendors and stuff like that. So, cause it's a really cool spot where you got all the artists who have set up shop, selling their art. I got a super dope piece that I bought that I put on our Instagram page, from a guy named Alex Dos Diaz. Super dope piece of art. It's kind of like a futuristic kind of looking samurai.
Yeah.
It's got like a pink background, and he's like the armor is sort of futuristic looking, but it's super dope. So we'll tag him in the notes, but but yeah, so like you have all kinds of artists. You have folks, vendors from like all over the country that come to these cons to like sell their stuff. What
was the furthest one that you found?
So low key, I was out here passing out cards like I'm a marketer, like I'm trying to get people to come to my club. Yeah, right. Like, oh, here's some cards for free drinks. No, but I was passing out our cards to all the vendors. So I talked to vendors from New York City.
Wow.
Talked to vendors from Los Angeles. Talked to another vendor there are some folks from like Ohio.
Yeah.
The Twin Cities. But yeah, California and New York were definitely the furthest.
Wow.
But no, it's dope because, they all kinds of stuff. There was a guy there who's got a shop up in Michigan, and it's like pretty much 100% Pokemon gear.
Hey.
But it's dope because he actually goes to Japan, buys Japanese Pokemon gear, comes and resells it back stateside. So he had Pokemon cards, like the Japanese Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
So he had packs of Pokemon cards in Japanese. He had like Japanese plushies that he had bought in Japan and brought over. So he had all kinds of gear from Japan, which was dope.
Yo, that's dope. That's dope. Thank you for making a voyage,
right?
For us anime and their fans.
Yeah, exactly. Since not all of us, buy
I'm not
stuff
going
from overseas.
I was like, I'm not. No, I know. I seen what them customs fees and all that stuff cost. Crazy.
But yeah. So that was dope. And then of course, just like seeing all the things that I want to spend my money on, but I ain't got enough money for.
Yeah.
All the figurines.
That's the story of like conventions.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like all the things I want to spend money on, I ain't really got it like that.
Right.
So yeah, like figurines and art and all these different cool stuff that, I would love to own. Manga, stuff that I would love to own, but you know, I ain't in the right tax bracket.
Right. Not to just be doing it like liberally. Like maybe
here, a little bit here and there.
You know,
a little bit here and there, but I did buy a couple things that were dope. So I bought that piece of art, which was fire. Yeah. I bought a Lucario pop because Lucario is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
I bought a bottle opener, and like every time I look around the house, I always swear we got a bottle opener in the house. Like if we're trying to crack open a soda or something like that. Oh. I never do. So I bought a bottle opener, but it's a Buster. It's like Cloud's Buster Sword.
That's dope.
A bottle opener.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's fire. Yes. It's so fire. So I bought that, which was probably my favorite buy. Like just because it's so cool.
That's dope. That's super dope.
And like Final Fantasy VII is one of my favorite video games of all
time.
Facts. So, yeah. But no, like I would love. So like one of the things I would love to do that I never have. So I've only been to a couple conventions myself. This is like my third or fourth convention that I've been to. I would love to cosplay in the future.
Yes.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like I want to. Like it's so much fun. Like everybody, like you see people that have the same cosplay as you, and people are taking pictures. Yeah. Like people want to take pictures with you. Like I took a picture with a black Ichigo, which was fire.
I need to see that. Well, I need to see that. Well, if you have
it's on our social media. Yeah,
okay,
it's on our Instagram
I'll have
page.
To
it's on our Facebook.
Or at least tag the post.
Yeah, so I didn't get his name unfortunately or any of his socials, but like I took a picture of the black Ichigo.
Yeah.
So like and I think if I was gonna cosplay, I think I would like to do Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
would be dope.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot. That wouldn't be too crazy. You had to get the hair right.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I'd have to grow my hair out a little bit. Right. Get some red dye.
Wavy.
Yeah. Get some red dye, or maybe I just do like a mixed Kenshin, and I'll just wave it off to the side and some red highlights or something.
Biracial Kenshin.
Yeah, biracial Kenshin. So, but it was so much fun. I had a blast. Met up with a bunch of folks there, guys that I've known for a long time.
Yeah.
Ran into a bunch of other friends that I, have from different parts of life. So this is really cool because you'll get all kinds of people that come to these conventions. So, it was dope.
Yeah. Oh man. I don't. But you got anything else before I? So next year, I'll get the dates. We'll be talking about it all year. But if you are in the area and you're not from Milwaukee, or if you're from Milwaukee, we probably could do like a hangout or something like that.
Yeah, we should.
Pretty
for sure.
Dope.
Yeah.
They
got parties at night. Friday night, Saturday night, they got parties at night. With like live music and dances, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. So let's definitely link. We already committed to the full weekend next year.
Yeah, we're gonna be there. Yeah.
So we're gonna be there. But other than that, y'all know the slogan, and now it's on my wall. Stay colorful.
Stay colorful.
Peace.